What's going on, y'all? It's Coach Williz, and once again, we are back. And the topic that we're covering today is teaching you how to enjoy the process. How to enjoy the process. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, no matter how it may look, I want you to enjoy that situation that you're in. I want you to enjoy that journey that you're going through, and I want you to enjoy that trail that God has put you on. And one of the first things, man, we want to start with is a quote that comes from Malcolm X. Especially, it goes right with the closing of Black History Month coming up soon. But the quote from Malcolm X says, "It is the process of miseducation that inhibits the full potential of a nation." Now, what does that mean, man? That has nothing to do with the process. Now, we understand in that sense of what Malcolm X is getting to. Malcolm X is talking about the full sense of pretty much the black plight in the nation. You know what I'm saying? The way that individuals are treated when it comes to education, them not getting the same type of opportunities as other individuals get when it comes to education. What you can see in that process is the process of miseducation. You see, it's the process, right? And that goes not only from individuals not gaining the full opportunity, but that also goes from individuals not taking care of the opportunity that they were given, right? Even if they weren't given the same type of chances to read books, and they weren't given the same type of opportunities to go to school for a full year period, they weren't given the same opportunities to go to closer schools, receive better teaching, and all those other things, they were still given the form and the chance to receive some form of education. Loving the process that we go through. It's us really enjoying the process that we're in. It's us really understanding the process that we have been given, right? And I know the Philadelphia 76ers, and really Joel Embiid, man, he really says trust the process. And what I'm starting to figure out is that it's not that I don't want to trust the process, but I know the process can change. I want to trust the individual that gives me the chance to have the process. You know, like God giving me the opportunity to even be on a process, to even be on a path, to even have the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, go through a journey. So what I want to do is enjoy that process, though. And the reason why I want to enjoy that process is because that process is where you're going to spend most of your time, right? I know we want to live in the nice house. I know we want to travel the world. I know we want to be an influenced individual. We want to be activists. We want to be doctors and lawyers, right? We want to be mechanics and carpenters. We want to do all these great things with our life, right? But it's the whole process of the reason why you start to enjoy things, right? Because the way that I see it is, if you just go and you only focus on the benefit of something, you only focus on achieving the end game of something, then you don't really get to cherish that thing that you worked for, right? You don't really get to enjoy that thing that you worked for, right? So the way that I see it is like when it comes to me, man, I have souvenirs in my house, right? I have clothes, you know what I'm saying? I have like cups, I have like little like antiques and things like that I got when I went to different places and traveled, right? And what I figure out is when I want to try to clear house and, you know what I'm saying, get rid of inventory in my house, and I want to get rid of some of the clothes that I have more of a struggle getting rid of those clothes that came from, like, hey man, this might have came from San Antonio, or this might have came from Florida, or this might have came from, you know what I'm saying, New York, this might have came from California, those different places like that. I have more of a trouble getting rid of those things versus, you know what I'm saying, me just getting rid of a shirt that I bought at Walmart down the street. You know why? Because that shirt, yeah, it's just a regular shirt. Yeah, it's just cotton, or it's just polyester. It's just all those things. But it's the whole thing of what that shirt represents, right? The struggle that we had to go through to get that shirt, right? The funds that we had to save to, you know what I'm saying, to go on this vacation, all the planning that took for us to go on this vacation, all the things that went into the journey, whether we flew on a plane or we drove, right? The hotels that we stayed in, and all these other things that went into us going and getting that, not just getting that antique. Yeah, we got that antique when we went there, but all the things that surrounded us getting that, all the things that we were able to go through, that was the process. That was the process of us going to work every day to make sure that we could have the funds to do what it is that we want to do. That was us, the process of us going through and picking the hotel, picking the transportation, the thing that we're going to do to get there. That was the process. Us going through and sitting through that car ride, us sitting through that plane ride, whatever it may have been. That was the process. Right, the end game was just us getting to the destination, having some fun, going to amusement parks, seeing family, those type of things. The whole process of what that shirt represents, what that shot glass represents, what that magnet represents, what that picture represents, whatever it may be that you brought back home, that thing represents something, right? And you treat it different, right? Like I said, you would treat it different than a regular shirt that you get at Walmart. You would treat it different. And the reason why you treat it different because you understood all the work that it took to get that thing. That's what I'm saying. You have to enjoy the process because most of your time was spent you going and saving the funds that it needs for you to go to that trip. You going and doing all the planning that's going to take for you to get that trip. You going through and you sitting through the car ride, right? You sitting through the plane ride, the journey there and the journey back. Most of your time was spent the process of doing whatever it took for us to go and get to that destination, for us to go and get that thing, for us to achieve that victory, or for us to reap those benefits of the seeds that we planted before. It was the process of it. And that's what gives us its substance, is the process. And that's why I want you to enjoy it. Yeah, I want you to, I guess you could say, some people say they have trust in it, but more than like, I want you to enjoy it. And the reason why I want you to enjoy it, because that's where most of your time is spent. And I don't want you to dread it, right? Because then even when you get down to getting whatever it is that you want, you just like, man, I'm glad this finally came, man, because I was beat down. I was tired. I didn't want to go through that and everything. So then when it comes to you trying to get to the next, whatever, you might want to go on another vacation, right? You might want to get another, whatever you was trying to work for. You might want to go get more of that, but you can't do that because you was dreading the process to do it again. So why would you want to go through that cycle again in your life when you was dreading it the first time? That's what I'm saying. You need to enjoy that. You need to embrace that. You need to take ownership of that process that you're going through, and you need to love every single step that it's going to take for you to continue to go through that thing. I want you to embrace it. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to love it. I want you to cherish it. And the reason being, you are an influence. No matter how many times I try to say it, I spoke it on that video that I spoke about community. I said it before. You are an influence. No matter how we want to see it or not, you are influencing somebody. So you can see it on the sense of like Malcolm X, right? And Malcolm X he followed the religion of Islam, right? And when you see Malcolm X, you didn't see him dreading going through, oh man, I got to pray today. Oh, I got to do all these things. And like you didn't dread that process. And since you didn't dread that process, since he didn't dread that process, it made more people pay attention to what he was doing. No different than whatever religion you follow. You could be a Christian, you could be a Buddhist, you could be a Jew, no matter what. If you go through that and you dread that process, why would anybody want to take on that journey in their life? If you dread it, right? You going through and you trying to make money, like, oh man, I got to get up and go get some money today. Why would I want to go through that? Right? You going to that job every day and you dreading it. Why would anybody else want to do that? You are an influence. No matter whether you want to say it or not, you are an influence. And if you do the things that it takes and you actually embrace those things, you actually hone into those things, and you actually love that process that God has put you on, and you cherish that, then that makes somebody else turn their head and say, man, if she can do it, surely I can. If he can do it, surely I can. And the reason why is because of the attitude that they had when they were going through it. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed it. I want y'all to enjoy it because that process is the thing that's very going to make you, it's going to prepare you for those things to come. That process. When you go through it, man, when it comes to you trying to plant things, like, but we not cherishing the process, we don't enjoy it. Why would anybody else want to do that, right? And then how are you going to go and try to tell somebody else, man, we need people to be doing this, right? Or we need people to be involved in this. And they'll say, man, did you not just see what you went through? Why would I want to go through that? And I know we see it on our regular, you may not be able to see it on your own life, but you can see it in other individuals' life, right? You got teachers that back when they was teaching you in grade school or whatever, you know what I'm saying, even professors in university, they looked like they dreaded going to work every day. So why would you want to be a teacher? You see what your teachers were doing before. Why would you want to do that? Because they dreaded everything that they went through to get to where they got. So it's like, why would I want to do that? It looks like they made a terrible decision. But if you see a teacher, they coming into work every day, they fired up. They ready to teach. They talking about good morning, good afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Have a great day when you leave. Hey, everybody, this assignment's coming up, and they all energized, and all that energy that you feeding up off of them. They're like, man, this is something that I might want to do. Why? Because of the influence that you had on them and the way that you enjoyed the thing that you was going through. That's what it is, man. We got to. It's no other way around it. We have to enjoy the process. That's where you're going to spend a majority of your life. Yeah, I know. I don't want to put it on the whole retirement plight that they try to say, yeah, you got to wait till you 69 and a half to retire, and that's when you can start living and enjoying the world. You don't have to do that. But see, just think about the mindset if you was 69 and a half and you was waiting till you was 69 and a half to go enjoy the things that you done worked your entire life for. Right? So you dreaded all the family vacations because I could have been making money right now. I could have been putting more money into this. I could have been putting more time into that. Right? And you dreading everything. Like, you don't want to go on a vacation because it's taking me away from doing this. You don't want to go to no family function because I could have been putting money into my 401k and I could have been getting ready for retirement. Right? All these other things that happen, birthdays and little holidays and family time, all those things that was going on into that, you can't even enjoy those things because you so focused on, man, I'm ready to get to 69 and a half because I can start pulling out my 401k. I can start living off my retirement. Then I can start traveling the world. When all these other things was happening, what was happening from the age when you was 16 and eligible to work all the way to 69 and a half? Do those years not matter? Did we not laugh? Did we not have fun doing those things? Did we not enjoy going to the movies? Did we not go on trips to go see family? Did we not like to go on trips to see new things in all the world and all God's creation? Did we not enjoy those things? Was the only thing that we was going to enjoy in life was being 69 and a half and being able to pull out of our 401k? Was that going to be the only thing that really made us enjoy living life? You see what I'm saying? Even if times is hard, y'all. Even if times is like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, man. You know what I'm saying? All these things, you don't understand what I'm going through, right? You're not going through the thing that I'm going through. I may not be going through the thing that you're going through, but that does not change the fact that I have my own go-throughs, right? I got my own trials and tribulations that I got to face. And I choose every single day if I want to dread those things that I'm going through. I choose every single day if I want to love those things that I'm going through. I choose every single day if I want to learn from those things that I'm going through. It's my decision. I can either choose to cry about it or I can choose to laugh about it. It comes down to what I choose to do. And the same thing goes for you. What do you choose to do? Do you choose to cherish those things that you was put through? Or do you choose to cry about those things that you was put through? Which one? That's what I want y'all to first, man. That's the first point that we want to focus on. Enjoying the process. Before you move on to anything else, the first thing we want to enjoy is enjoying the process. That comes first. And that will remain first before you can even move on to the next thing. Because you got to enjoy the process no matter what process you're going through. And like I said, the reason why you can't really trust the process is because the process might change. It might change. Doesn't make any sense, right? We think, okay, look, I'm going to be an NBA basketball player, right? Or I'm going to be like in my sense, I was trying to make it to the MLB, right? I thought at the time I wanted to play baseball, make it all the way. So what happened first was I thought that I was going to play school ball, right? Then after you play school ball, you play some summer ball, and you come back for school ball, and then somebody recruits you, you go to college, and you go about your way. But I got friends that it didn't happen like that. They did play school ball, and they played summer ball, and then they thought a college coach was going to come recruit them, right? And then they go play for college for about, a few years, and then they go to the MLB. Well, I got a lot of friends that didn't work like that. It didn't. They end up playing school ball, and then they had to go walk on to a team in the fall of their freshman year in college. Then they had to get picked up from that team. Then after a few years of not, getting the scholarship or the funds or the playing time that they want, they had to move on to another school, right? You got players that come out of, and you think in your school, you think these are some of the best players, but they end up going, to a JUCO or a D2, right? And there's nothing wrong with those schools, but they had in their mind D1, I'm going D1, right? I'm gonna play on TV, right? Y'all gonna see me on the weekends, right? Y'all gonna see me doing these big things on ESPN. But then a JUCO recruits them, and that's the only offer that they get is from a JUCO, from a D2, and they still have to go down that path. Right? That's why I say the process can change. It can go all different ways, right? You could get into school and you could be so focused, man. Look, I'm going to go into school and I'm going to be a criminal lawyer. I'm going to be criminal. I'm going to do criminal justice. That's the one that I'm focusing on. And then you figure out, I kind of like tax law better. And you have to maneuver through it, right? But no matter what, you need to enjoy that entire step, right? Even if you had to go to JUCO ball, even if you had to change your major in college, right? Even if you end up losing loved ones and family members, you still need to enjoy through it all because life still goes on. And I need you to embrace that. I need you to understand that I cannot give up everything just because something changed on the journey, just because I got a flat tire, just because I ran into a dead end, just because some construction work was going on. I had to go a detour. I had to go different ways. That doesn't change the fact that this path still must go on this journey. I must stay on this journey. I must stay on this path. It's the straight and narrow way that makes it, man. It's the straight and narrow way that makes it. And that's how you enter in. So I need y'all to understand, man. We can say trust the process, and that's cool and all, but I wouldn't say that. I would say enjoy the process, because we can't trust the process, because the process will change. It will take different turns and different paths, and it will go on different ways. But what you can do is enjoy it and stay on it. That's what you can do, right? Because what you can think, you can come out and do things. You be like, oh man, God has this thing set out for me and everything. And then something happens and you have to go down a different path now, because you thought that, oh, this was all me. And I know he was speaking to me. I know he was telling me this. I know I was supposed to be doing this. And then something else happens. So now what do? Do you curse God? Do you go against what he was telling you to do? Right? What do? You stay on the path, right? You keep the faith, right? And you stay in the fight, right? You stay in the fight and you keep going that way. And you continue to trust the one that has given you the opportunity to be on that path. You don't trust the path, but you trust the individual that gave you the chance to be on that path, y'all. But that's point one, man. I want you to enjoy the process. That is always going to be step one. Enjoy the process, no matter what it is. Like I said, I'm referring it to economic sense, right? You making it in the finance world, you know what I'm saying? You getting this career and you making some good money. I want that for you, right? I want that. But it goes in all different things of your life, man. Right? People get into relationships, they get married, right? And they may have to downsize. They may end up losing the house that they thought they wanted, and they got to downsize now. Or they thought they had this lined up, but they didn't understand all the legal work that it takes to do that stuff. Right? So now you in your marriage, you thought that you was going to have all this stuff at this time, and now you got to maneuver and go somewhere else. But you need to still understand that I'm married to the love of my life. I need to enjoy this, right? I need to embrace this. Things happen, y'all. Like I said, it could happen in relationships. It could happen with your own health. It could happen with your own health. And that's why you can't trust it, because we will get sick. Things will happen. Pandemics will come, y'all. Unfortunately, pandemics will come. But what we can't do is, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I trusted that I wasn't gonna get sick. Man, wasn't no pandemic, wasn't gonna happen, no big. Look, man, we need to enjoy it though, even though it's happened to us. That's what we need to be focusing on, right? How can I make this situation that I'm in right now? How can I make it into a better situation? How can I give my all to this situation that I'm going through? Because I am a model representation. Man, I got to get to point two. I'm going to run out of time. Point two. Point two is it ties it all together, y'all. And some of the reason why we can't enjoy the process that we go through is because we don't even, like I said, y'all, I want y'all to trust in God, because he put you on this path, right? And some of us don't even understand that. We just like, oh man, we made this path, right? Oh, I'm a trailblazer. I make my own path. I'm a trendsetter. I do everything my own. Everybody's going to follow me. No, man, no. We need to trust in God. And what we need to understand is that God has brought individuals before us to show us a way to go. When it came to Jesus, there was individuals before Jesus, because Jesus was reading the scriptures, right? All the scriptures didn't come after Jesus died. No, there were scriptures before Jesus was born, and Jesus was reading the scriptures. When the devil had him up there on the high places, and he was saying, yeah, but the word says this, but the word says this, but the words, you know what I'm saying? It is written. You see what I'm saying? So there's individuals that's going to come before us, and I need you to understand that you need to respect those individuals. Right? There's a scripture that says, I have more understanding than all my ancients, right? Because their testimony is my understanding. I have more understanding than all my ancients, because their testimony. You see what I'm saying? Their testimony, the things, the trials and tribulations, the tests that they got put up to, the way that they handled those things. I learned from them. They taught me things. They showed me things. They set the example for me. And we don't understand how privileged we are. And I'm not just talking about some economic sense. Oh yeah, you got good money. Oh yeah, your parents left you an inheritance, or you got a lot of land that you live on, or they left you a big house, or your parents set you up with a good career in your life. No. I'm talking about your character traits now, y'all. I'm talking about your character traits. We don't understand the things that we've been given. So I see it in, like, when I was growing up, right? When I was growing up, my parents would give me things like, I had some nice things, man. I'm not saying that They was just balling out of control, but I had some nice things. They had bought me some nice bikes for Christmas, right? I had some nice birthdays. We went to the bowling alley and all those things, right? I had some trips. We went on vacations and we did different things as a family. But what was crazy, man, I never forget it, man. When I was playing baseball, it was crazy, man. When I was playing baseball, my not just my dad, but my entire family was pouring stuff into me, y'all. My entire family was pouring stuff into me. They was buying me bats. They was buying me cleats. I remember my aunt, she paid for me to play summer ball one year. And summer ball, I think it was like $300, man. And she paid for me to play summer ball. You see? Like I said, they was using their own gas money to go pick me up from here and take me there, take me to practice, pick me up from practice consistently. Imagine how much money they would have saved if I just would have left school and rode the bus home. You see? They was putting all this stuff into me. And when it came to me finally quitting baseball, the only thing I thought of was myself. The only thing I thought of was myself. And the reason why I only thought about myself, because the only investment that I had made, I thought that was for myself, was my own physical body. I was showing up to practice. I was running all the laps. I was pushing all the weight, right, on my own physical body, because I was only thinking about me, because I didn't understand the investments of other individuals, what they had made into it. If I would have thought about what my parents had done, I probably would have done it different. I didn't know, right, because I didn't understand how privileged I was. And that's, like I said, they didn't set me up with $1 million or none of that stuff. But they set me up with $1 million worth of character skills, man. And if I would have took the time and said, man, look, these people really love me, man. Love, right? Honesty. You know what I'm saying? They actually care about me. Trustworthy. Right? Respectable. These type of things, man. They showing this true character that I should have modeled, that other individuals taking care of me. Like, that was an extra curriculum, y'all. My parents could have easily told me, look, we done with that. You can go do something else. It's costing us too much money. It's taking us too much time. And then you're getting hurt on top of that. We having to take you to the hospital and pay for medical bills and stuff. And you want to quit because we don't understand the privileges that we have in life. We don't understand them because we don't take the time to understand them. But if you would just ask, matter of fact, you don't even have to ask questions. Just pay more attention to your surroundings. Look at what your parents is doing. Look at what your cousins is doing. Look at what your aunts and uncles and your grandparents and your neighbors. Look at what these people are doing, man. They setting the example for not just themselves, but they setting the example for the ones that's looking up to them. And we don't understand that. The second lesson is understanding where your privilege comes from. Where does your privilege come from, y'all? How did you get to where you got? How were you even able to be on this process? Like I said, Malcolm X was talking about the miseducation of people was going to ruin the potential of the nation. Because we don't understand that, especially being black, we don't understand that our ancestors, how hard they worked for us to even be able to go to school. For us to even be able to get some of these occupations that we getting today. How much fight that they put up for us. How much work they put in for us. How many lives were sacrificed for us. You see? But we just treating, man, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can go to school. Or school is a scam, bro. Just charging us too much money. Why would I waste my time with that? But you don't understand, man, the sacrifice that's been made for you to even be able to do those things. And we just want to misuse them. We just want to treat them as if, I'm going to get the opportunity to go if I want to go. Really? Because you don't understand the privileges that you have. You don't understand the privileges that you have. And then, not even understand, you don't care about it. You don't care about it. You walk away from it. You quit. You give up because the only person you're thinking about is yourself. That's it. The only person you're thinking about is yourself. You selfish. Own up to it. You selfish. And you don't care. And when you start understanding that it's not just about you, it's about way more people. It's about the people that paved the way for you to get to where you got. Even if you can only see up to your grandparents, maybe your great grandparents. Look at that. Your great grandparents set an example for y'all. They got a house, right? And then they raised your grandparents right to where they can get a house. And then your parents did the same, and they set you up for these opportunities. And now you feeling so entitled that somebody's supposed to give you a house? Oh, well, my friend got this from their parents. Oh, my friends' parents paid for all of this for them. Where did this entitlement come from, man? I'm not saying that everybody got to get it from their own bootstraps, but what I am saying is that we need to understand the privileges that we have in our life. We can't even enjoy the stuff because we don't even understand that we have the stuff. We are on this process, but we don't understand who put us on this process. We don't even understand how we were able to think about this process. I'm going to tell y'all one more story. I'm going to get up out of here, man, because I don't think they get it when I talk about, you don't understand that somebody else paved the way for you, right? So I'm up here at OU, right? The OU Health and Science campus, right? And I'm talking to this individual, and this dude, man, he's talking about that he's going to school to be a dentist. All right, and I'll ask him, like, man, how'd you think about that? You know what I'm saying? How'd you make that decision? Because still myself, I still be like, man, it could be so many other things that we could be doing out here that I think that we should be doing. And he said, yeah, I'm a dentist. He said, no, but my parents are dentists. My mom and my dad are dentists. They have their own dentistry. And when I graduate, I'm going to go work at their dentistry. This dude could have been selfish and just said, nah, man, I'm my own dentist. You know what I'm saying? I came up with this myself. This is all me. They ain't up here teaching me nothing. They ain't going to school for me. They ain't taking my class for me. What did he do? He said, oh, no, my mom and my dad are. They put me on this path, right? Look back at some of those things that you think you love now. You think you just love it because you figured this out. And pay attention to what your parents did for you. What did your environment do for you? How did you even get to thinking about that? You think you just discovered all this stuff yourself? That's not how it works, y'all. God put other individuals here for a reason, man. And we supposed to not use them to take advantage of them, but we supposed to use them to uplift not just ourselves, but the ones that's coming after us. Because we're going to be to the point where we start paving paths for individuals to continue to push on. But it becomes our choice, y'all. It becomes our choice if we want to, one, enjoy the process. That's number one. If we want to first enjoy the process. And two, if we want to understand the privileges that we have to even be on this process. Stop just treating it as if, man, you came up with everything and you a trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? I paid my own paths and nobody else could have. You know what I'm saying? I did this all on my own. Stop being selfish. Enjoy the process because God has even allowed you to be on this process. Enjoy it. Don't trust it because it's going to change on you. And trust, I know. You ain't got to even trust me. Have confidence in me because I know it's going to change. The process will change. But enjoy it, even within the change. Right? And pay homage to the individuals that allowed you to be on that path, y'all. And understand the privileges that you have. And be the example that the world is asking for. So, man, it's Coach Williz on here, man. Like I said, enjoy the process and understand the privileges that you have to be on that process. Be easy.